Hello everyone, once again you are welcome to my YouTube channel. So this is a channel where we discuss facts from all areas of life. For today I'm going to be giving some scientific explanation on how the bone becomes hardened. So I'm sorry for using this kind of background. The place may be a little bit noisy, but I want you to bear with me and take the information that I am about to give to you. Before we do that, I want you to please like and subscribe to this channel so that you can be notified whenever we make a new video. Let's dive right into today's discussion. Today we're talking about the hardening of the bone and the scientific pattern by which the bone hardens. We have seen a lot of people who can do extraordinary things with their hands, even with their head and with their legs, and this is owing to the strength of the bones that they have. A lot of people can take a brick and break it on their head. You can punch iron and get it bent, do a lot of things like that. Some now here I'm not talking about muscles, I'm talking about strength. Now let me show you a very good example. So if I keep my phone here and let me take a brick. You see, this is a brick, all right? This is a brick. There are some people that can punch this thing and break it without having any slight pain. So let me try if I can break it. I can't. It's too much. Wow, that one's a lot. So you see, what I've just tried here now, you see, normally I can't break that thing with my hand. But if I subject myself to some things, I'm going to get to break that. So I want to tell you what you can subject yourself to for you to be able to break bricks like that and even stronger things like that. Or to even bend irons with your punch, or to even break rocks with your head, as you see a lot of Shaolin monks do in their videos. So what do they do to harden their bone, to make their bone to be strong? So physically what they do is that they train themselves. If you wake up in the morning and you are doing some routine like punching the wall for some certain period of time, you discover that there will be numbness in your hands. Your hand is going to become numb, and before you know, you begin to get used to it. Like myself now, as I wanted to punch that particular brick, as I punched it, I felt a very sharp pain in my hand, but if I've been doing it over and over again, I will not feel that pain. In fact, it is possible that I'll be able to break that particular brick using my hands. So what they do is they train themselves using weight exercises. So weight exercises stirs up osteogenic effects that causes the bone tissue to produce more bone tissue for it to be hardened. We're not going to the scientific aspect here, so please hold on and watch this video to the end, because we are really going to get into the scientific aspect of it. But now let's go to the other thing they do to strengthen their bone, which is kind of nutrition or the kind of food they take. The kind of food they take, food contains a lot of nutrients that plays various functions in the body. And the nutrients that play functions for bone health are calcium, magnesium, vitamin D, and omega-3 fatty acids. So these four of them play good roles. They play a lot of roles. They play roles in hardening of the bone. But it's not good for me to just talk about hardening of the bone when I don't say something briefly about the bone. So let's talk about the bone briefly. The bone itself is a biological tissue and one of the hardest tissue in the body. It is not the hardest because the tooth enamel is harder than the bone. I'm going to talk about it. The bone is hard. Yes, it is hard. And some people feel that the bone is non-living. However, the bone is a living tissue, and that is why it grows. But the method by which it grows is complicated. It's beyond what you think. So if you want me to talk about how the bone grows, please write it down in the comment section below. So the bone is divided into the matrix, the ionic region, and the bone cells. So the matrix is made up of collagenous protein, non-collagenous protein, and proteoglycan. These three biological substances form a kind of meshwork, a kind of scaffold, a meshwork in the bone that provides its flexibility and gives the bone its structures. And the next part is the ionic region, talking about the places where the ions such as calcium and phosphate are deposited on the bone. That's talking about the ionic region. And lastly is the bone cells. There are two types of bone cells. We have the osteoblast and the osteoclast. I'm going to tell you their function in bone hardening as we talk about it. We'll talk about bone hardening. So let's go to bone hardening right away. When a person trains his or herself, trains his or body by weightlifting, taking up all these mineral nutrients, what is the person doing? The person is stimulating the bone to become harder, because the bone faces stress, and when the bone faces stress, it would want to compensate for that stress. It will want to, become tougher so that the bone does not break. And so there are various hormones that are involved in it, and nutrients that are involved, like the parathyroid hormone. The parathyroid hormone helps in mineral homeostasis and in bone mineralization, talking about calcium, magnesium, and phosphate. Also, vitamin D also plays that same role in helping in mineral homeostasis and bone mineralization. So definitely the strengthening of the bone comes from mineralization of the bone. The addition of minerals to the bone is what gives the strength to the bone. So I mentioned three components of the bone, talking about the matrix and the ions and the bone cells. So how does these three function to cause hardening of the bone? For the bone to become hardened, three processes takes place. Number one, we have the nucleation, or a process whereby a mineral nucleus is formed containing calcium and phosphorus. So when the mineral nucleuses are formed, they continue to grow. The minerals continue to grow. So where does this mineral come from? This mineral comes from, number one, the activity of the osteoblast. The osteoblast produces an enzyme known as alkaline phosphatase. Alkaline phosphatase hydrolyze phosphate esters to release phosphate ion that are deposited in that ionic nucleus. And also the osteoclast. What the osteoclast does is that it breaks down former bone tissues to release minerals from those bone tissues in order to grow the ionic nucleus. And after the ionic nucleus has grown, it is then deposited on the bone matrix, and that is what we call mineralization. It is then deposited on the bone matrix, thereby causing the bone to become hardened. So if you are engaging in exercises, although it does not take a day or 2 days, if you're engaging in exercises and you're taking the right diet, before you know, your bone becomes very strong, and then you can break bricks on your head, use your punch to bend iron, and pretty do a lot of things. So the bone is hard, and in comparison, how to know the strength of the bone, we use the Mohs scale to know the strength of the bone. And in comparing the bone to other substances, you can be able to know how hard the bone is. Now, the bone is softer than iron, because iron on Mohs scale is 5 to 6 on Mohs scale, but the bone is 3 to 5 on Mohs scale. So the iron is stronger than the bone. However, the bone is stronger than copper, because copper is 2.5 to 3 on the Mohs scale, and the bone is 3 to 5. So the bone is stronger than copper. However, the enamel of the tooth, which is the strongest portion of the human body, is stronger than the bone. The enamel of the tooth is 5 to 6 on the Mohs scale. So I hope this video has been able to explain to you about the hardness of the bone, what the bone is in a kind of summary, and how you can strengthen your bone. Please, in doing those exercises, also be careful, because they say that too much of everything is bad. So in trying to break a brick with your hand, by training your hands, please don't destroy yourself. Look for professionals to guide you through in the training on how to strengthen your bone. Try and do exercises. It helps to strengthen your bone. So generally, exercises are good, but if you want to do extraordinary things with your bone, do extraordinary exercises. But be careful. My name is Peculiar. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel, because it will help us and help you too whenever we post a new video. God bless you for watching. Do stay safe, and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you.